All right, I'm going to do a portfolio rundown. We'll start with American Airlines. Finally got a little bit of a bounce today. I actually did a post about the Jets ETF, which is the airline sector ETF. I think that's about to break out. So if we get that tomorrow, I'll send the signal. But as far as American Airlines go, it responded well to the range high here. Hopefully we can get some move above that trend line, and then I'll be back in the green on that position. Next up is Apple. Apple's still holding in toward range highs. As long as it stays above 123, we're still good. It's been stronger than other parts of big tech, which we'll get to, Facebook, Netflix, the like. So still comfortable. Still got some time till earnings as well. So for now, I'm going to continue to hold. Speaking of another big tech player, Adobe. Now, I cut my Adobe position today. Probably was a little premature, but I have a lot of exposure to different tech companies, and Adobe's been lagging, and it's kind of fit into that whole thing box of consolidation since August. So, and it was technically a loser as of this morning, had given up all the gains. So I cut Adobe today. The trend is still positive, but I don't really think there's much there anymore. So just going to leave it, move on to the next one. Akamai, for whatever reason, I guess I have more patience with Akamai, although I shouldn't. But I am still holding this. I still think we can get further back into this range. But if we get a close below where I bought it, we were tested today. If we get a close below where I bought it, I'm going to cut that position. Amcor, still looking for this breakout. Still hovering at the area that I bought it. Hopefully we can get that as long as we stay above 1159. I'm going to continue to hold this position. Amazon, being more patient with Amazon. I still think that there's a lot. I mean, the company is so dominant and it doesn't face anywhere near the issues that the Facebook and the Twitters of the world face from a data or, advertising perspective. So, although it's also underperformed, again, all of FANG, you can notice this consolidation since August. And it's even lagged the likes of Apple. I'm going to be more patient with Amazon as long as we can hold above this 3070 area. I'm going to continue to hold, but it is getting close to that line, so I gotta keep a close eye out on it. Air products, reversal back into the range, it's flagging well here. Hopefully we can get more runway up into the 300 area, and then we'll have to reevaluate, but still holding. ARC, it's a great range breakout. Again, still holding. It's a lot of Tesla, so I'm expecting that there will be some sort of heavy correction at some point. But for now, as long as we can hold above the 120 area, even though that's a wide range, but the stock's trend technically is still bullish. I mean, the ETF's trend is technically still bullish. So I'm going to continue to hold. Activision. Now, Activision is holding this breakout. Although you would have seen that I sent the signal about shorting Take-Two Interactive. Now, obviously, they're both in the same space and they're rivals. But Take-Two Interactive has led Activision. So even though I'm going to continue to hold this Activision position because we have great trade location, I'm not too positive on any huge surge, especially before earnings. But as long as we stay above this 87 level, there's, the trend itself has not changed. So I'm going to continue to hold that. American Waterworks looking for the reversal play back toward the high end of the range. We almost got there today. Kind kind of sold off a little bit, but again, still positive. Hopefully we can clear this 160 area. Let's see. American Express. This broader range looking for the breakout. This other range is setting up here. If we can clear 125, I think there's a lot of room. This today actually outperformed the likes of MasterCard, although MasterCard has come back a lot. It was down a lot more today. You see Visa. So Visa is still down a chunk. They're all kind of playing at range highs here. I actually think the trend is still to the upside, but haven't gotten an opportunity in Visa yet. But AXP is outperformed today, so that's good. So hopefully I can continue. Next is Boeing. Great trade location. Want to not touch it because it's been a good core holding, and I'm willing to take a month of downside as long as the overall trend is not really broken. It's been flirting with more selling here, but I think especially going into earnings, I don't see any collapse unless the overall market collapses. And if it can clear this trend line, I think it can get back up toward range highs. So still a good hold. Bank of America breakout strong. Still have some room to the highs. Going into earnings, I'm a little more cautious. I don't, the stock's not going to go vertical, but as long as we can hold this 31 area, 3150 area, should still be in business. Best Buy, reversal trade back into the range, stronger than I expected. Consumers doing well, so hopefully we can see 124. I don't know if it'll go in a straight line, but as long as we can hold this range area, trend is still to the upside. Next is Baidu. Talked about this. Terrible day yesterday, great day today. Again, above 200. There's nothing really to see. It's going to be a good core holding for now. Big Lots. Reversal play back into the range. Great day today. Looking to fill more of this gap, hopefully similar to Best Buy, but acting well. Let's see if we can get toward 55 in the coming days and weeks. Biogen, finally. It's got this from mid-December, looking for a play back into the broader range here. Finally got that breakthrough. I think it wants to take out the 252-day moving average, yearly moving average. We'll see, but it's a good position right now, and as long as we don't come back and retest this 240 area, I'm going to just hold on to it. BlackRock, again, financials, same theme, strong. Going into earnings, don't want to play it. I mean, there'd have to be a significant sell-off in order for me to worry about this position. So far, so good. One that has not been recently, Biomarine. So Biomarine, similar to Biogen in the sense that, huge gap down, range, looking for this breakout. Got it. I don't even know what the news was yesterday. I actually got to look into that, why it took such a hit. Responded well today because it was definitely on the watch list. I'm going to use 76.50 or 76 really as the area. As long as we can stay above there, I still think the play is to the upside. If we close below there, I will cut the position and reevaluate. BioNTech, it's a good reversal play back into the range. A little bit of a down move today, but had a big move yesterday. I still think 115 wants to be tested. Wide range, volatile, so I'll be patient with it as long as we don't get below 80. Still going to hold it. Next is Beyond Meat. Did a post about this. It's holding 113 magically. We can clear this trend line. I don't know if we'll get back up to 144 anytime soon, but this range is the playground. So if we can reverse back up into it, I think the momentum will be to the upside. You can notice the rate of change here on that down move was strong. But even though this down move was pronounced actually over the course of multiple weeks, the actual monthly rate of change never really picked up. So that might have been more of a tell. So if we can clear this trend line here, hopefully we can get back toward that 140 area. Next, Citigroup, same thing as Bank of America and the rest of the financials. Cautious into earnings, but because we have such great trade location here, as long as it doesn't really close below 60, it's just going to continue to hold that. Chubb, good day today, same thing, nothing really new there. Claravit, good day today. Again, it's playing with this range high. I think it really wants to come up to this 32 area, hopefully 33. As long as we can hold this 29.30 area, we're in business. Canopy growth, we had great timing on that. It's holding above the range here. Definitely want to try to play this into earnings. Not sure what earnings will look like, but as long as we can hold this high into the range here, I'm going to continue to hold that. CompuGen, it got all the way to the range high and then just gave it all up. It's had a decent bounce back today, but this has just done nothing now for months. The fact that it's consolidating like this though and not breaking down is positive, although the overall market is still positive. So I don't know if this will just turn over if there's a little bit of a correction, but for now, still playing it toward range highs and then hopefully this 15 area. Cincinnati Financial, we've been talking about this, looking for the breakout. They're doing nothing, even as financials were ripping, nothing. And then today, for whatever reason, big day. It's cleared this range now. As long as we can hold above the range area and above this 82, 83 area, I still think the breakout is in play. Coop Software, bought it on the breakout. Took 2 weeks of down moves, but it did not breach this 310 area. And now it looks to be breaking this downtrend line. I think it wants to get back toward those highs. As long as the overall market stays intact, we should be in business. Now this one has been a pain in the ass. Salesforce, looking for a reversal play back into the range. I mean, the market just closed. It just closed below this line here. If it opens below, I'm out tomorrow morning. And then worst case scenario, given how the strategy works, you can see this is another mini range setup right here. So we had a down week, up week. Now we're breaching back down here. If we don't open above this level, I'll cut the position. And then worst case scenario is I'll buy it again if we can clear 218. Maybe, there just is a little bit more selling that needs to happen before buyers step in. I still think this is a good play back to the upside at some point. And I'm willing to even get stopped out and re-enter just in case. But you can even see the rate of change is actually about to turn positive despite the selling. We're still well above the yearly moving average. So the overall, macro trend is still intact. And given that it's a Dow component and Dow is still near highs, this might be a place that people look for relative outperformance. So even if I have to cut it tomorrow morning, just based on the strategy and the rules, if it can clear 218 again, that'd be a good buy entry. Next is CrowdStrike. Still holding strong. I don't expect it to continue at this pace, but again, as long as we can stay above this 200 area, trend is definitely still intact. I'm not going to touch it. Catalent, great reversal trade, great breakout trade. Now this larger range has developed. I'm hoping that we can tag this 120 area, but As long as we hold above 105, 101, we're in business here. Good trade location from 95, so I'm going to try to hold that into earnings if possible. Citrix, looking for this range. Got a good move today, even though the market was down, even though the NASDAQ was also down. Good outperformance. I still think it wants to get back up in this 140 area. We kind of were tested at this 126 area. This still is going to be the line in the sand. If we get another close below there, or if earnings are bad, then we'll be out. But for now, I'm going to continue to stay long. Datadog, winner, small loser, back to being a winner. Don't know why this week it was good, but it was so far, or last week and this week so far. Hold it above this range here. I'm going to use the entry point as the line in the sand as long as it stays above there. I'm going to continue to hold the position. Diane Trace sold off, came back well, responded decently today. Still want to see it clear 45, but as long as we can hold 39, still in business. Now problem child, Dexicom. So 350 is definitely the line in the sand. If we get a close below there, I'm out of this position. It's not responding as well as I thought. But despite the selling, still kind of hold it in there. I mean, if we get a bounce back to this 370 area, it wouldn't be that bad. Let's see how it acts these next couple of days. But, I'm not going to try to hold on, just because. Sometimes you just got to take a loss. So if we get a close below 350, I'm just going to have to take a loss on that. But still in the game, even though we're losing. eBay, great day today. Just waited for a while, but consumer discretionary in general is doing well. And I think 58 is next. I would really want to hold it into earnings, although I don't know what earnings will be like. But as long as we don't get any huge breakdown before, then I'm going to continue to hold. Emerging markets, strong. This is China. This is Taiwan. This is Brazil. This is India. This is the dollar. Also, as long as the dollar keeps getting weak, emerging markets will continue to even outperform. It's a great breakout trade. Again, as long as it holds 51, 52, not going to touch it. It's core holding. Edwards Life Sciences, playing for the breakout. As you can see, we got a little bit of bounce. Nothing. Back to the area that I bought it. As long as it holds 83, though. Trend is still to the upside. Fastly. Good day today. Hopefully we can get back some of these gains at 100 and clear this 100 area, but we're still well within the range. So unless we can close below 80, I'm going to continue to hold. FTNT. Fortinet. There's potential breakout brewing above this range here, although this straight move into the breakout doesn't make me want to buy up here per se, but given the trade location, definitely not selling. And I mean, hopefully now these lows here at around 137 will hold. So even if we get some selling, still looking for a breakout above the high end of the range here, 152. So good day today. Fortive, looking for this breakout. We got a good couple days last week. It's been some selling, but it kind of held the top end of the range here. Going to be patient with it. I still think it wants to test the 74 area at least, as long as the overall market holds up. FXI, speaking of emerging markets, long on this range retest. I think 50 is in the cards as long as the equity markets hold up. You saw emerging markets earlier, so this is a huge component of it. So there's definitely tailwinds going forward. Now, obviously, from a political standpoint, I have no idea what the Biden administration's policy will be on China, but again, I got to let price determine how I operate. And for now, the price is still positive. So we're going to continue to hold that. General Dynamics, we were looking for this reversal play back toward the high end of the range. I think we're getting it. Decent day today. If we can clear 155, I think 160, 165, 170 is in the cards. Still super depressed pre-COVID levels. So acted well today. So far, so good. General Motors. So this is the power of patience. Again, great entry on the breakout. Gave a lot back that month, but always was choppy, no real strong selling. So I stayed patient with it, and now these past couple weeks, explosion. So now you have a new, this is actually a new range right here. So let's see how it acts. I think as long as we hold 45, the trend is definitely still intact. Um, I don't know if I want to play this breakout if you're not already in the stock. Let's see how it acts these next couple days or weeks. Because this has been a huge move now from 40 to 47. I mean, that's enormous. So it might need some time to breathe, but again, the trend is definitely still to the upside. Global payments, frustrating because the breakout looked strong and then it gave up damn near all of it. But still holding above range highs, still holding above this 191 area. Got this downtrend line here. If we can clear this and hopefully get some momentum back toward the 215 area, still going to hold this position. Whole logic breakout, nothing new here, flagging. Hopefully it can continue as long as we hold above 71. Still in business. NC still doing well, still looking for 98. Intel, same thing, still looking for the high of the range on this reversal setup, still looking strong. Nothing new. Intuit was a breakout. It's been lagging, but still holding the top end of the range. We've got to keep holding the top end of the range here. If we get a close below 355, that might concern me. Might have to cut the position and then reevaluate, but for now, trend is still higher. Illinois Tool Works, looking for this breakout on the range retest. Kind of getting it, although it's been slow, but again, the trend is still higher, so I'm going to be patient. Delta Controls, strong. This past week and change, a lot of the cyclicals have been strong, so this is a good play. Nothing to do there. Johnson & Johnson holding range highs, holding this breakout. I think this breakout is intact. We still have to wait to see what happens with their vaccine and earnings, but as long as there's no super negative news and we don't crash below 154, that trend is definitely still positive. KRE, banks in general, same MO, strong. So no touch there. Good holdings. KWeb. Looking for another breakout here. We got this original breakout from this range back in August. Did nothing for a couple months and then it's had some strength. Again, don't know what the China policy will be. And China internet in particular is a little bit more of an issue because, data issues and whatnot. I mean, you can remember what happened with TikTok as just a microcosm of the issues from the internet perspective. But still flagging up here. So as long as we don't get any significant close below 76, we're going to continue to hold and try to play that breakout. Li Auto, great day today. We had a couple good days and then tested the areas that we bought, and now we've kind of looks like we firmly closed above the range high. I want to see this continue, hopefully fill this gap up at 42, and then we'll make a decision on whether to take some profits. But I still think the trend is intact for now. I'm going to use 32 as the line in the sand. We shouldn't, after a day like today, even if there's a down day tomorrow, we should not give up this whole day. That would be bearish, but for now, still positive. Las Vegas Sands still looking to play this breakout, still doing nothing. It's done nothing for multiple months, but the trend is still higher, still holding about 56. If we can clear this downtrend line, I think there'll be more room to run. I'm not sure what earnings will look like, but given the whole reopening play and the vaccine play, the fact that it's still holding up here means there's definitely some demand for it. So unless we see any strong selling, the trend is still to the upside. Lamb Weston, similar setup, still holding up here, still looking to play the breakout. We'd have to see real selling below 74 to get me out. Masco, reversal play back into the range. Still positive, still looking for 60 as long as we can hold 52. Donald's not been too strong. This trend line here, I'm hoping is the support. As long as we stay above 206, I'm still playing it back toward 227, but willing to be patient. It's a slow mover, and I don't see any major correction coming. So for now, still in play. Neurocrine Bioscience, still going strong. Okay, where's the Netflix? Cut Netflix today. Again, similar to Adobe, might have been a little early, but was uncomfortable holding it to earnings, and given this broad weakness from big tech, I just thought it might be a place to kind of take away some risk. It was a big winner that kind of turned into a nothing trade, but you know what? That happens sometimes. And even if Netflix gaps up, I'll be mad that I took the position off. But hey, you can't go broke taking small profits even. So just cut that today. It wasn't acting well. Not liking its behavior, especially given the market as a whole. So I'm done with that for now. The Matisse holding strong. As long as we can hold above this breakout, trend is still intact. It's been a good holding. Pags, same thing. Flagging up here. As long as we don't get any major selling, it's a good hold. Pfizer. So Pfizer, we sent that buy signal today on this range retest. I don't know if it'll get back up toward 43. Obviously there's a lot of vaccine stuff and distribution stuff and a lot of news related stuff with Pfizer, but the fact is that independent of all that, it came back into the range and is definitely picking up some support. So on the down day today, I thought it was a good risk reward opportunity. As long as we don't close below this 36 area, I think it wants to get back above this range and at least hold. Maybe get to this 40 area. Hopefully that'd be ideal to start. PayPal, same thing. Breakout, strong. Not going to touch it. Same thing as the rest of the financials with PayPal. And in general, actually, kind of looks similar to big tech and then finally got some strength. It's kind of consolidating up here. So PayPal, I'm hoping also to take into earnings comfortably and to be a strong holder. To be a strong performer. QGen, still flirting with the top end of the range here. Ideally, we want to see it hit all-time highs as long as we can hold above 50. Trend is intact. Regeneron finally gave me the bounce and then got rejected at the yearly moving average. I really think it can get back toward this range here at 540, although I don't know how long it'll take. This line is definitely the line in the sand now here at 470. If we close below there, I'm out of that position. But as long as we stay above there, still think it wants higher prices. Oh, sorry about that. I don't know what that is. Okay. ResMed, looking for the breakout. Gave up a little bit today, but the trend is still intact. So looking for this 225 area. Ring Central is a short. It hasn't actually really broken down below this line yet. I don't know if it'll get back all the way down to the range. This is definitely a strong COVID play. Um, stop above here at 410. I mean, as you see with the portfolio, mostly long a lot of stocks. So having a couple shorts is never a bad thing, especially when the market is at all-time highs. So hopefully this play works out. So far, nothing. Rollins looking to get back toward range highs. It's been strong these past 4 or 5 days. So going to continue to hold that. Seagen, Seattle Genetics, winner, loser, back to a winner small. I'm going to use 163 as the line in the sand. So even if we get some selling, as long as we don't get any strong selling, I'm going to continue to hold. Still looking for the 190 area. Shopify, see if we can hold above the top end of the range here. Got a good bounce back late last week. Ideally 1300, but as long as we hold above this area here at 1076, the trend is definitely still to the upside. Snapchat, we were looking for this play above the range. We got it today. Good move today. Snapchat is the winner as Facebook and Twitter are the losers, given the current environment. I think you're seeing a little bit of that. Not sure how high it'll go, but the trend is still up, so we're going to ride this one. Snowflake, still hanging out in this buy area, looking for the top end of the range. Got a huge day that first day, and then nothing. Let's see how it acts. As long as we can hold 265, I still think the trend is to the upside. Now one that's not acting so well, S&P Global. So this trend line kind of failed, but the reversal is still intact as long as we don't get below 311. Got another trend line here now to kind of keep your eyes on. So if we can clear both of these again, we can get back toward the high end of the range. Below 311, we'll have to cut the position and reevaluate. Splunk still holding on, still looking to get back into this range. Prices acted decent these past 4 or 5 days, especially given the NASDAQ has been selling off. This could have easily just given it up. It hasn't. If we can clear this downtrend line, I think it wants higher prices. Skyworks, see if it can hold this breakout. Gave up a little bit today, but still at the high end of the range. Gonna wait and see, but no moves to be made yet. Tal Ed. So this, let's see how it opens tomorrow morning. If we get any significant selling, or obviously if it really crashes, I'm going to have to cut the position. But as long as we can hold this area and not close below here tomorrow, I'm actually still going to play to the upside. Worst case scenario, get stopped out. And use this trend line as a barometer. If we can hold here and make it to earnings, that would be ideal, although who knows what will happen during earnings, so I'm not sure if I even want to take that risk. But for now, still holding it, although it looks like it's about to become a losing position for good if we get stopped out. Teladoc, reversal back toward the high end of the range, strong, got rejected, good bounce back today. If we can clear 240, I think all-time highs are within sight. But 210 area, 208 will be the line in the sand. So as long as we stay above there, the trend is intact. Tilray, looking for this breakout. Good response today. There's a lot of room, even just to 22 in theory. The trend, you saw same thing with Canopy Growth. As long as they hold above this range area, the trend is to the upside, so there could be more room there. This one made me happy today. Lending Tree. So got this reversal back into the range. Finally, I don't even know. I gotta look exactly on what the news was, but huge day today, so I can't complain. See how it acts now. As long as we can hold in this range here, maybe we can refill this gap here at 348. Although I don't know how many other 16% days there'll be, but patience paid off, so I'm going to continue to hold that. Tyson, still looking for the high end of the range. It's done nothing now for multiple weeks, but nothing can be good, especially if it's not going down. And as long as we hold 6250, still think it wants higher prices. Trade Technologies, looking for this another breakout here. It's flagging here. As long as we don't get any selling back to the area that I bought it at 142, I still think the trend is to the upside. Hinted at this earlier with Activision, but Take-Two. Now, Take-Two had some more selling today, so the short has already worked out a little bit. You can see the difference. All right, so Activision kind of got a bounce actually late in the day, and it's still holding well above range highs. Take-Two cleared range highs last month and is a little bit extended. So again, I don't know if we'll get all the way back down to 180, especially if the overall market is still bullish. This is a good little hedge opportunity and a relative performance opportunity. So if Activision outperforms Take-Two, we can make money on that spread as well. But it's a brand new trade. Let's see how it acts tomorrow. TWO holding strong above this range. As long as it does, I think this gap at 48 is within sight, even if it takes the rest of the month. Going to use this 38 area as the line in the sand. Twitter. I mean, I cut a third of the position the other day. We talked about this. I didn't think it would see the sort of down move. Obviously, the whole Trump situation and, Parler and all, anything with that story, by and large, there's a lot going on. And it's way too much to try to analyze or predict what the next move is going to be. I don't know if it's just pride, but for whatever reason, I'm still holding this position. I should just bail with it because it's in the money and I took off a third of it already, so it's not even as bad these past couple days as it could have been, I guess, if I didn't adjust the position. I guess I'm just wanting to see if this low holds, because Twitter is a unique asset, so I have no idea what is going to happen next, but I know that there are not 5 other Twitters out there. We talked about Snapchat earlier. I think Snapchat gets some of those fund flows from Twitter and Facebook, but still Twitter and Facebook are, they're the two powerhouses. And so unless you think social media is disappearing, which I don't, there's still opportunity potentially. So I'm still holding this, although the trend is definitely bearish, and I would not just step in here. If you want to try to be cute, we're back in this range here. Let's see if it can clear this downtrend line and then hold the lower end of the range here. If it does, maybe you can get a bounce play, but I'm still holding just because, although if it goes below 44, I'm just going to bail for now. So we'll see. Vulcan, breakout, strong. Materials holding in. Materials have been strong in general. This is a reflation trade that everybody's talking about. So for now, it's working. I'm not going to touch it. Vertex, looking for this range breakout. A couple days ago, it looked real positive. I thought we at least maybe clear the 252-day moving average. Big rejection today, although we're still at the top end of the range here. So as long as we stay above 220, still playing to the upside. Waptec, strong, another breakout, still strong, looks exactly like the materials. Excuse me, looks exactly like Vulcan Materials, even though this is not a materials company. But again, trend is intact, not going to touch it. Inflation trade looks like it's intact, so I'm going to try to stick with it. Workday, we just added this today. Tested the high end of the range, got rejected, but is holding this mid-range area well. There's a lot of support and resistance here. I think if it can hold 217, might get back toward the high end of the range. So just wait to see how that plays out. New entry. Wells Fargo finally got to the top end of the range today. Same thing with other financials. Not sure about earnings, but the overall trend is intact. Can use these levels now as lines in the sands. As long as we stay above here and we don't have any real deep selling below 30, going to continue to hold this position. It was a great reversal trade. I mean, this is an example of huge range, dip below, and then wow, all the way back up. So because of the trade location, I'm very hesitant to sell. It's like I can deal with some pressure here. And there actually might be another breakout opportunity depending on how it reacts to earnings. Although it's been on a tear, so I wouldn't be surprised if financials in general slow down a little bit, but the trend is definitely still intact. Wish did a post about this. So far, so good. I don't know if it'll get all the way back toward range highs, but it was a great day today. Let's see how it acts. Let's see if we can get to 21.22 first. Huge range, though. I'm going to be a little patient with it. It's a smaller position, so even if we have some selling in the coming days, as long as we don't have any real massive sell-off, and as long as the overall equity market trend is still bullish, I'm going to be patient with Wish. Weyerhaeuser, same thing, breakout. It's giving up a little bit, but it's still kind of just flagging. So as long as we don't see any strong selling, I'm going to continue to hold this position. It'd have to come all the way down into the range in order to shake me out. I think it'll hold range highs for now, but keep an eye on it. If you were stopped out, then I would just use this trend line break as another opportunity to get in, and then the low here at 104. I still think the breakout play is intact, similar to Las Vegas Sands. As long as we don't have any selling now below, as long as we don't get a close below 104, definitely still playing this to the upside. Even though it's a small loser right now, I still think the momentum is to the upside, and then we can just run through the sectors. XLB, materials we talked about, strong. XLC, weakness. Facebook is starting to creep in here. You can use this weekly breakout area as kind of see how price reacts here. A couple of closes below here, I'll consider trimming or cutting a chunk of the position because Facebook is a big part of it, and I don't know, who knows what's going to happen with that situation. I don't want to see it give up all its gains, but for now, still holding. Energy strong today, break out of this range. It's been strong since we bought it back in early November. I think eventually it's going to see 46. Just don't know when. But now we have 40 as a line in the sand. As long as we stay above there, I think the trend is still positive. XLF, we talked about financials. Same thing. Positive. Industrials, same thing. Positive, even a little bit of a breakout here. Let's see if this holds. 86 line in the sand. Yeah. Xpeng, huge day. I mean, 22% is absurd. Cleared the range. Definitely a line in the sand now. If we get below 45, I'm out of this position. But if it can hold above this range here, hopefully you can see 60. So good timing. Let's see how Let's see how it goes in the next couple of days. X-ray breakout, strong. Um, not going to touch it. I think it can get back toward the 60 area comfortably and then potentially clear it. So again, trend is intact, breakout is intact. Not going to touch it. Zimmer Biomet, range retest, breakout. Hopefully we can get to 165. Looks strong. CTO, last but not least, got this reversal back into the range. Looking for 32 ideally. 28 is the line in the sand now. If we come back down below here, we'll be out. But as long as we stay above there, the trend is definitely still intact. And then let's just go over the spiders real quick. Again, politics don't predict prices. There's a lot of speculation about what's going to happen towards inauguration, what has happened since last Wednesday, you know, potential stimulus. What is Joe Biden going to say on Thursday? Like, there's a lot of narratives going on out there, but the fact is that we don't trade narratives, we trade the price. And for now, the trend is still bullish. Could even have some selling like we did today. It actually reacted well today. I was shocked. I thought today would be more of a solid down day. I guess technically we've had a couple down days, but I mean, you can see we haven't even taken out the lows from Friday. So we could see more selling down into 370 and the trend would still be positive. And until that changes, my view on the current situation is not going to change. So that's that.